I don't know if this is going to be a long video or not, but it's something that I found very interesting and I want to share it with you guys. There's this individual on Twitter which says, someone mentioned it on stream as well, but I am unable to not look as these masked dudes in Assassin's Creed Mirage without thinking racist YouTuber. And this made me very sad, by the way. The reason it made me sad is not why you think. When I played the first Assassin's Creed games, and when I played Total War as well, especially Rome Total War, I knew that these companies hired a team of historians in order to actually research that time period and then give you accurate historical information when you went into the menu and read up on a famous person, or you'd play Rome Total War and you read up on the highways. The way that the highways were made was explained with great detail in that video game. And this actually helped people, especially young people like myself. It helped us learn stuff about history while playing video games. Like, it was fun and it was educational. In fact, like, one of the reasons that I started developing a passion for history is because of Rome Total War. However, I do believe that it's by the time you have Assassin's Creed Brotherhood that the team of historians was moved aside in exchange for a team of activists. So, for instance, the first thing that I noticed that they were starting to do was in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, like, there were bits and pieces where they were claiming, well, actually, why do we call ourselves the Brotherhood? We have women in our ranks, like, we should change our name. And all of this modern daying, like this current daying being pushed into video games, and it started with that line, and then it got worse and worse. To the point where, like, in history, there was, like, this woman that tried to portray herself like a man. Kind of like the Mulan situation, but it happened in London. Now, there's no reason to believe that she was trans. It's just like she was dressing as a man in order to better navigate through that particular society, through that particular time period. And the developers, no, actually she's transgender, right? So, like, she wants you to respect the pronouns, and even when she's not wearing the disguise, it's like, no, she identifies as a man. So, like, they started, like, injecting more and more modern politics, like a current day view through the history of the video game. And, you know, like, at this point, it is, yeah, like if you're trying to play these video games and learn something, then don't, because, like, you're going to be misinformed. And this is why you get, like, a lot of twats on Twitter that are justifying this. And it's like, well, it's just a video game. It's just a video game. Like, obviously it's fiction. Like, if you have, like, the hidden serrated knife in your sleeve, like, obviously everything is false. And it's kind of funny, you know, because for these people, everything is false until it's not. Wakanda. But my point is that just because, like, the game had, like, some fictional elements to it, right? Like the knife and some of the magic that Assassin's Creed does have. Well, it's not magic, it's advanced technology. But whatever, you get what I'm saying. Just because of that, that doesn't mean that you couldn't actually have a team of historians that tries to represent as accurate as possible the world that you're exploring then, so that the people who are playing these games, they don't just waste their time, but they may actually learn a little bit about history. Right? So it brings me back to this picture, because why was I complaining about it? Well, this individual is looking at Al-Rabisu and is thinking racismos. How much do you want to bet that if we were to have a time machine and bring Al-Rabisu to our current day, you may disagree with him a little bit on themes such as feminism, trans rights, you name it. I have a feeling that you and Al-Rabisu wouldn't see eye to eye on many political ideologies. In fact, I am willing to bet that if you consider Sargon of Akkad to be racist, you may consider Al-Rabisu to be a little more racist. Just a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. And by the way, Al-Rabisu is also a person of color, so you need to shut the fuck up, bigot, and listen to his lived experiences, right? But this is basically what's being done, right? Like, this is where you get to see what the activists have genuinely created. A point where in modern media, like modern American media, you will notice that usually minorities never do anything wrong, ever, right? So there's a perfect example with Captain Marvel. I remember like how she was complaining that the United States is racist and oppressive towards women. And then she actually, sorry, not Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel. Yeah, Miss Marvel. So she's complaining that the United States is this horrible, oppressive, intolerant place. And then there's like a scene where she travels to Pakistan to her family. And I was thinking, well, you know, like this is a great opportunity of showing the cultural differences between modern day America and Pakistan. But guess what? The way Pakistan was depicted in the comic books was like this just average American city. Right? Like just this average place. There were no problems there, no issues, like no one was complaining. It looked a little bit more poor. But I suppose like there are certain places in America that probably look even poorer than Pakistan was being depicted in Marvel Comics. Right? But there's no like talks of stoning, there's no talks of like women having to cover up, there's no like cultural issues that are specific to the Pakistani area. None of that. None of that is presented, right? But they're like hypercritical of modern America. And it creates like this feeling of unfairness. Like in the mind of a person that would spend most of his time at home watching TV, playing video games, and reading comic books, the mind is that the United States must be this horrible, dreadful place. And everywhere else outside the world is just like normal. It's just that America is abnormal. And in order to fix it, you gotta vote Democrat. Like, you gotta vote more Democrat. Just a little bit more. Like, you're one vote away from fixing the United States and making it... Because you can't say make it better again, right? Because it never was better. So it's like, make America good, I guess. And like, this is what you're noticing here on Twitter. When you have an individual that's looking at a historical figure, which is probably, like, far, far more racist than anything you can imagine... It's not even racist, but like, if you talk about the differences between the genders, I'm pretty sure that Al Rabisu would have like a couple of things to say that would cause him to get several community guideline strikes on YouTube. But you're looking at this individual and you're thinking, oh, well, you know, it reminds me of Sargon and Sargon is bad. These people are clueless about history, and I want to say that back in the day, if you actually went to a forum where people talked Assassin's Creed, you would notice that they were incredibly well versed in history, because again, the game would stimulate the curiosity to actually research and read on these fictional characters. And it's so sad that it doesn't happen today. Also, who plays Assassin's Creed anymore? Like, it's this is like the bizarre thing that there are at least 137,000 people that know what this guy is talking about. Because I genuinely like don't even know what the next title is going to be about or what are they going to do. I was interested in the one with Japan. Like they were making one, but then I noticed that they're current daying that as well. So I was like, okay, well I saw the trailer. That's all I need to see. Going to wait for a new Sekiro or maybe Ghost of Tsushima Part 2 and I'll play that. Why would I bother myself with Ubisoft trash? Let me know what you guys think. And as always, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.